need is more than just filling an empty spot. It's allowing them to thrive in ministry alongside of you at your church as well. I've been through a transition from one church to another. Many of you in this room that I've talked to today have as well. And when you sit back and you examine and you ask yourself, what does it look like a year or two after me not being here? I think that's a good gauge of how we've equipped or how we've just centered our ministry around just doing. Because none of our prayer is that what we might leave or transition or where God might take us next, where we were, would suffer at all. And when we invest our time in equipping and in developing, I think we're being more and more true to the call that this is what we've got to be a part of. I think we've got to really also examine of, do we know how to equip? Do we know how to hand off? Do we know how to help build up? Do we know how to help coach and give feedback and to examine and to reflect and to evaluate? And that's why it's so encouraging for a city slicker from Florida to get to come out here, because that's what you're doing at events like this that you're being involved in. That's why I couldn't wait to spend time with you and the group from Bozeman yesterday, of recognizing you're trying to better your craft. You're trying to be surrounded by peers. You're trying to make an investment in yourself and your own learning and your own leadership and your own ministry. I applaud you for. It's so encouraging. From the top down, from my senior pastor, we offer to you guys, to the people that we get to do ministry with around the country and around the world, one, our heartfelt prayers, but two, the resources that we might be able to offer to help coach you in, to be able to help provide you access to if you ever need it, if it's now, if it's 6 years from now. I appreciate more than anything the guys in ministry that I can call up or I can text and say, hey, I really would love to run something by you. These are guys who are at churches much bigger and much smaller than mine, who I just appreciate how they think about things. And who will take the time to carve out 10, 15 minutes to respond back to an email of mine or to make a room on their schedule to be able to have a conversation, to talk about some of this stuff. And that's the commitment that I offer you as well. You're going to get my contact info. And I hope that the conversation that we've been able to be a part of here today is one that just begins. Because we in Florida are rooting for what you're doing out here in Montana, because we know that there are disciples being made out here. It's exciting for us to see that. And the incredible pleasure that I've gotten to experience by being with you is such a blessing. And I just pray for you as you go back into the environments, as you take on what's going to come this weekend in your ministries, as you think about some of this on the way home. If you leave with nothing else, think about, how can I improve as a leader in equipping more people to help me do this rather than me just doing it? And I know you're going to experience more growth and more fruit in your ministry that way. Let's pray together. Lord, I thank you for this time that I've gotten to spend with these new friends out here. I thank you for just helping me get through vocally the last remnants of being able to share. I pray that the individuals in this room, these pastors and church leaders in Montana, that Lord, they are challenged and they are encouraged. Lord, I pray that there would be seeds that would be sown, and there'd be ground that would be just worked in, and there'd be a harvest out here, not for the sake of just church growth or closing a back door, but so that we know that more people will have the opportunity to spend an eternity with you and alongside of us with you. I just pray for a great sense of excitement and a sense of momentum for these churches and these church leaders out here, and pray just your blessing and provision on them. I pray that you'd work in such a manner that there'd be many more new church plants out here to reach more people for your name. Lord, I thank you for blessing me just abundantly with the time that I've gotten to be and spend with these guys and gals out here. I do just ask